Okay, let's truly dive in. Our journey begins with Azura. She's often known as the Twilight Queen of Dawn and Dusk.
Right. She's got a lot of evocative names, actually. Azura of the Crimson Gate, Mother Soul, Queen of the Night Sky.
And the Khajiit, the cat-like race from Tamriel, they call her Azura.
Her sphere of influence is really unique. It covers those magical in-between realms of twilight, dawn, and dusk. But it's broader than that, too. It touches on mystery, magic, fate, prophecy, and interestingly, vanity and egotism are part of her domain as well.
That's quite a mix, isn't it? Especially for being often seen as one of the few, quote-unquote, good Daedra by mortal standards.
It really is. That blend of light, prophecy, and, well, vanity makes her fascinating.
So how does that benevolent side actually manifest, especially when you compare it to some of the other princes we'll get into?
Well, it's said she feels a genuine concern for mortal well-being, which is, frankly, remarkably rare among these entities. She supposedly desires mortals' love above all else, even more than their self-love, and she's reportedly pained by their self-hatred.
Wow. So that intense desire for devotion that must create some loyal followers.
Absolutely. It fosters an incredibly loyal following. They're known as Azurites, and sometimes their fealty is so strong they gain these fiery azure eyes.
And she consistently appears as female, right? That sets her apart, too.
It does. Many other princes shift forms, but Azura maintains that female image.
Her realm is called Moonshadow, which fits perfectly with her titles.
And you can actually see a cosmic representation of her presence. Her star, Azura's star, also called the Twilight Star, is visible low on the horizon at dawn and dusk.
Like a constant celestial beacon of her watch. That's cool.
Her influence runs really deep in Tamriel's foundational myths, especially within Khajiit creation lore.
Azura, right?
Exactly. Azura is credited with introducing moonsugar, a vital, cultural, almost spiritual substance to the Khajiit. In their mythology, after the death of Fatumai, a primordial spirit, Azura's tears combined with the lunar lattice, this cosmic structure, dispersed darkness and created a place of moonlight and shadow. Then she discovered Lorkhaj, sort of a trickster deity corrupted by what they called the Great Darkness, which was actually Namira, another Daedric prince we'll discuss later.
So she found this correction.
But
what did she do?
She dramatically ripped out Lorkhaj's dark heart. And that heart, corrupted by Namira, became the Moon Beast, the very first of the Dromathra, which are these terrifying corrupted Khajiit spirits.
Wow, so she literally cleansed Lorkhaj of this fundamental corruption. But in doing so, she actually created a new kind of dark entity.
Precisely. And she also made a funeral pyre for Lorkhaj, whose true spirit can now be called upon as a sky guardian.
That's a profound act. Both creation and purification shows her power over really fundamental aspects of existence.
It truly highlights her role as a shaper of reality. And building on that, another key piece of lore involves Lord Niravar.
Ah, the legendary hero, united the Chimer and the Dwemer, right? Two major ancient elven groups.
That's the one. Legends hold Nirn as her chosen champion. They had a very special relationship. She blessed his unique Dwemri ring, Moon and Star.
That ring was something else, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Incredibly potent. It would instantly kill anyone else who tried to wear it, but it gave Nirn powerful persuasion abilities. It was absolutely instrumental in his diplomatic successes, and military ones, too.
That's quite the exclusive access pass to power. And her connection to the Dunmer, the descendants of the Chimer, that's also really significant.
Very much so. The old Tribunal Temple, their former religious order, recognized her as one of 3 good Daedra. They called them the Anticipations.
And Azura was the anticipation of Sotha-Sil, the clockwork god.
Exactly. Then, after this cataclysmic event called the Red Year in the 4th Era, the new temple declared her, along with Boethia and Mephala, as the true way. They reclaimed their status as the Reclamations. It marked a major shift in Dunmer theology.
Her prophetic abilities are also really key, aren't they?
Definitely. She sees into the twilight of the future, as they say, and actively guides her followers.
Like with the Red Year itself.
Famously, yes. She granted a vision that led faithful Dunmer away from the island of Vardenfell before the Red Year, that devastating eruption of Red Mountain.
That foresight must have saved countless lives.
Yeah.
No wonder she's seen as a protector.
It absolutely cemented that reputation, and it shows her direct intervention in mortal affairs, even when it's guiding rather than commanding.
She was also one of the signatories of the Coldharbour Compact, right? That old agreement.
Yes, one of 8 powerful Daedric princes, including heavy hitters like Molag Bal and Marunas Dagon, whom she apparently considers among the most powerful. They signed this agreement with Sotha Sil way back in 1E 2920.
And the theory is that it was meant to stop them from just popping up directly on Nirn, the mortal plane.
That's the prevailing theory, yeah, to limit their direct manifestation.
Her relationships with the other princes seem pretty complex, too.
Oh, absolutely. Dynamic is a good word. She views Namira and Nocturnal as enemies.
Yep.
But she formed a really significant alliance with Hermaeus Mora, Boethia, and Muffala, specifically to defeat and imprison Ithelia, a lesser-known Daedric prince.
And for that, Azura crafted the Lamp of Clarity.
That's right, an artifact designed for that purpose. And interestingly, the lore also notes she was once even allied with Molag Bal.
Really? Wow. Shows how alliances can shift, even among these ancient powers.
Definitely. Nothing is set in stone in Oblivion, it seems.
And what about this Mermaid of Anvil? That sounds intriguing.
It's a mysterious statue, yeah. Rumored to depict Azura in an aquatic form, maybe suggesting she appeared to ancient sea-dwelling civilizations. It just adds another layer to her already multifaceted influence.
Her summoning day is Hogitham, 21st of First Seed, and artifacts besides the moon and star ring.
There are the Duskstones, said to break the barrier between day and night, allow access to dreams, very fitting for the mistress of twilight. And of course, the Lamp of Clarity, crafted to illuminate Ithelia's presence and open portals to different paths or realities.
So what's the core takeaway with Azura, would you say?
It seems to me that Azura embodies this idea that even good, or what seems like good, can have a possessive, almost demanding side.
Yeah, like she loves mortals, wants to guide them. But that guidance can be pretty forceful, even if it's for their own good, supposedly.
Exactly. Her sphere of twilight isn't just about the beauty of dawn and dusk. It's also about the uncertain, the transformative nature of those in-between states. She represents a powerful, maybe even controlling form of divine love.
It shows how devotion, taken to extremes, can be a double-edged sword, binding her followers as much as it blesses them.
Precisely. A compelling look at the complexities of even benevolent power.
Okay, next up, we shift from the subtle magic of twilight to the insidious whispers of trickery with Clavis Vile, the prince of trickery and bargains.
Right. Also known as the consummate politician of Oblivion, the master of insidious wishes.
His whole deal is granting power and wishes through rituals and pacts, right?
Yeah.
But there's always a twist.
Always a catch. He's often depicted as this jovial Scaphan, a type of horned Daedra, considered one of the more sophisticated princes, maybe because he's so manipulative.
But his main motivation is just boredom, entertainment.
Pretty much. He finds eternity boring and meddles in mortal affairs purely for amusement. It makes you wonder.
Yeah, like are some of our own strange wishes just him trying to spice up his millennia?
Could be. And apparently he's the patron to vampires. Grants them social stature, savvy, helps them blend in.
Interesting. So while his schemes are often insidious, maybe not all of them are purely malicious.
Well, it's noted he has occasionally rewarded mortals who get rid of public threats, but crucially, it always serves his own convoluted interests in the end.
It always comes back to him.
Always. What's truly fascinating, though, is his relationship with his companion, Barbas.
Ah, Barbas,
Yeah.
the dog. Or sometimes a scamp named Creeper.
That's him, almost always depicted with Vile. There's speculation they might even be two halves of the same being. Vile's social nature seems to need a companion.
And Vile stores, what, half his power within Barbas?
Up to half, yeah. That's a serious commitment. And a major vulnerability.
Definitely. His realm is the Fields of Regret. Sounds melancholy, but the description is quite different.
It is. Described as a tranquil countryside, majestic cities of glass, ornate buildings. Populated by his Scaphan minions, dense forests, lakes, mountains, weird floating golden metals, stone spirals.
In the city of Umbriel, which caused so much trouble recently, that was originally part of his realm.
It was before it was somehow severed,
Yeah.
which leads us to the Umbriel crisis.
Right, this massive floating city traveling across Tamriel. How did Vile use that?
He apparently used the chaos to regain lost power, even possessed a mortal named Atribus, absorbed thousands of souls from Umbriel's ingenium, its magical engine.
So he got his power back, but his bigger plan was foiled.
His larger scheme for chaos was ultimately thwarted, yes. He recovered power, but didn't achieve total victory.
He also formed that secret alliance, the Triad, didn't he? With Mephala and Nocturnal.
He did, back in the early Second Era. Their goal was huge. Acquire the means to literally remake reality.
Wow.
As part of this, Vile made a deal with the sea slodes, those monstrous slug-like creatures, for a piece of something called transparent law, a powerful magical artifact.
But it didn't end well, did it? Classic Daedric scheming.
Exactly. A Nocturnal ultimately betrayed both Vile and Mephala. Just highlights the inherent untrustworthiness, even among powerful allies like them.
His artifacts are pretty famous, too. The Mask of Clavicus Vile.
Right. Doesn't change your physical looks, but it bestows immense respect and admiration. Makes people see you differently.
There's that sad story about Avalea, the disfigured noblewoman who gained status through it.
Only to be utterly abandoned when Vile just took the mask back. Shows his cruelty, his capriciousness.
Then there's Umbra, the sword.
The legendary sentient sword. Vile keeps tasking mortals with retrieving it, but Barbas himself warned against Vile regaining it, said it would ruin him.
So there's something deeper going on with that sword, more than just power.
Seems likely. The spirit of Umbra was eventually imprisoned within the blade itself.
And that monochrome paintbrush, that's a weird one.
Truly unique. A cursed artifact lets an artist create breathtaking art, but it drains their life force, their color, literally turns them monochrome.
And it's locked away safely now.
Held in the Sijic Order's vault, yes, for safekeeping. So, Clavicus Vile, what's the enduring insight?
I think the key takeaway is that his boredom is genuinely a potent, dangerous force for chaos in the world.
Mm-hmm.
His sphere isn't just about granting wishes, it's about the irony, the potential for self-destruction in those wishes.
He reminds us that desiring power or change, if you pursue it blindly, can lead to unforeseen, often terrible consequences, twisted purely for the amusement of this, well, indifferent entity.
He's the ultimate cosmic trickster where the punchline is always on you.
Pretty much.
Okay, from bargaining to books, now we turn to a prince whose whole essence is the pursuit of what lies hidden. Let's talk about Hermaeus Mora.
Ah, the Prince of Forbidden Knowledge. He's got quite the list of titles, too. Demon of Knowledge, One Who Knows, Master of the Tides of Fate.
Gardener of Men. That's an odd one.
It is, isn't it? Suggests a kind of cultivation, maybe manipulation. The Atmarans and Bosmer, ancient human and elven groups, knew him as Herma Mora, the Woodland Man.
His sphere is exactly what those titles imply, right? Forbidden knowledge, destiny, scrying the tides of fate.
Precisely. Weaving through past and future, reading the stars, the heavens, he holds dominion over treasures of knowledge and memory. His curiosity is utterly insatiable.
But he seeks knowledge just to observe, not to change things.
That's the prevailing idea, yes. He wants to collect it all. Reportedly weeps cold tears at ignorance.
It's quite the contradiction, though. He weeps at ignorance, but hoards knowledge. Gives nothing away for free.
Exactly. He's much subtler than most princes. He ensnares mortals with tantalizing secrets. He's described as cruel, but in this detached, logical way. Maybe safeguarding knowledge that, if unleashed, could genuinely endanger reality.
And he loves traps. Intellectual ones, I assume.
Loves traps. And he claims to be multitudes, adopting a singular guise for mortals because our minds would just crumble otherwise.
So we only see a tiny fraction of him.
That's the implication. He rarely communicates directly, often uses his washlings, his lesser Daedra, as proxies. His statues also serve as literal access points to his realm, Apocrypha.
Apocrypha. That realm sounds truly bizarre and terrifying.
It is an endless library. All forbidden knowledge is there, in countless untitled black books, haunted by ghosts forever searching for knowledge they can never grasp.
Visually, it's stacks of books forming mazes, spiraling pillars under this eerie green sky.
Covered in a sea of ink and roiling tentacles, some areas are consumed by the suffocating darkness that can actually kill you.
Deep within Apocrypha is the mythos, where he created the concept of knowledge.
That's the legend, where Mora whispered the first secret and imagined the concept of knowledge creating the realm itself.
And the infinite panopticon. That sounds intense.
A pocket realm within Apocrypha, an endless library outside time and space, holds his most guarded secrets in these eyes of Mora fragments of his memory. Entering them can drive mortals insane.
There's also the disquiet study, where books come to life.
Their words literally manifest into reality. Imagine reading a description of a monster and it just appears.
Yikes. Okay. He was another signatory of the Coldharbour Compact, too.
He was, and his seekers, his cultists, they claim he made a pact with every mortal on Nirn to stop direct intervention. Suggests a huge price was paid for his agreement.
Who were his enemies?
Ebenarm, that obscure Prince of Swords, and Vermina, the Prince of Nightmares. We'll get to her later.
A big part of his history involves Miraak, right? The first Dragonborn.
Absolutely. From the Merithic era, Miraak was Mora's champion. Mora taught him the power to bend dragons to his will.
But Miraak was defeated eventually.
He was in this huge battle.
Yeah.
But Mora just snatched him away, spirited him off to Apocrypha for centuries, continued his education.
And then later, he offered the same power to the last Dragonborn.
He did. That same dragon shout, the power to bend dragons, in exchange for sacred scale knowledge. This made the last Dragonborn his new champion after the sacrifice of Storn Cragstrider, a Skal elder.
His ability to see alternate realities, the many paths, that seems crucial too.
Very much so. And apparently it was Ithelia, another prince, who showed him how to open portals to other realities.
But then he turned on her, allied with Azura, Boethia, and Nephila to imprison her.
Correct. And even created artifacts like the Echo to erase her memory across all these paths. Ruthless efficiency.
Dunmer cults know him as the Golden Eye, guarding secret libraries.
Believing knowledge is only wicked if misused. A slightly different take.
And in Nordic myth, he's Hermamora, the woodland man who tried to trick Ysgramr.
Until Shor, a major Nordic god, intervened. Sailors also know him as Hermes Mora or Tide King, master of hidden shoals, whirlpools, ships lost at sea, often captains who angered him. His summoning day is the 5th of First Seed.
Artifacts. The Ogmen Finium is the big one, right?
That tome of forbidden knowledge, yeah, grants immense power and skill.
And the Black Books themselves. Portals to Apocrypha, scattered across the world.
Mm-hmm. And the Echo, that memory stone used against Ithelia, which can also reveal ancient memories. So Hermes Mora, the key insight.
It's not just that he loves knowledge, I think. It's that his insatiable hoarding of it highlights the dangerous, isolating power of information itself.
Right.
Controlling access to truth could be a more insidious form of dominance than, say, Marine Dagon's overt destruction.
Absolutely. And that pure curiosity pushed to its limit can be a dangerous, even sanity-breaking path. He embodies the idea that forbidden knowledge isn't just forbidden because it's evil, but because its sheer scope can shatter mortal minds.
And its control can reshape reality in unseen ways. He's the ultimate archivist, and a reminder that true power might just lie in what you know and what you keep hidden.
Well put. He's the keeper of secrets, and secrets are power.
Okay, from the depths of forbidden knowledge, we now spring into the wilds with Hircine, the Lord of the Hunt.
The hungry cat, the beast prince, father of the hunt, represents the spirit of pursuit and purposeful change.
His sphere is pretty clear. Hunting, skin-changing, cunning, ferocity.
Exactly what you'd expect. Imperials even called him half the conscience of man, which suggests he represents this primal, instinctual, untamed aspect of humanity.
He's apparently quite fond of mortals, calls them Nirn's children, and uniquely, he actually walks among them quite often.
He does, which is rare for a prince. Renowned for cunning and ferocity, but yeah, can also be profoundly cruel and violent. Fits the raw, brutal nature of the hunt.
His realm is simply the hunting grounds.
An expansive, ever-shifting landscape, the ultimate chase, predator and prey, forever.
Khajiit mythology places him early on, born of Honor and Fatimai's second litter.
Right, one of the primordial spirits. Ancient texts suggest he loved Nirn, the planet, but she chose Yefer, a Bosmer deity, so Hircine slew Yefer's champion.
And later, with Azura and Khenarthi, he actually slew Yer himself, after Yefer got corrupted by Namira and killed Nirn.
That's the story. Some Khajiit even believe Hircine is the father of Nirn's first litter, who were shapeshifters, though lycanthropy is generally frowned upon by modern Khajiit.
Speaking of lycanthropy, he unleashed that, didn't he? The gift or curse?
Widely rumored, yes. Unleashed it early in history, molding hunters into the strength and form of beasts. The lore even compares the first werewolves to Molag Bal's daughters of Coldharbour.
Gives you a sense of its power, foundational, transformative.
Definitely. For the Bosmer, the Wood Elves, Hircine is a significant Daedric power.
They invoke him for luck in hunts, but extreme worship leads to violence.
Yes. And despite their green pact forbidding shapeshifting, except for the ritual, Wild Hunt Hircine's cultists see shapeshifting as a gift. They view those cultural rules as tyranny, restricting their true nature.
Bretons also worship him. Druids see him as the Elk of Arrows,
representing the cycle of life and death. And the Glenmoral Weird, those powerful witches, venerate him for beast form magic. Though, importantly, some weird covens actually offer lycanthropy cures.
But he's most widely worshipped by the Reach folk, that distinct human culture in the mountains.
By far. They know him by many names. Spirit of the Hunt, Great Beast, Hunt Father. He's central to their lives.
In their creation story, he became sovereign of the world of flesh after Lork's sacrifice.
That's right. Lycanthropy is common among them, often seen as a self-sacrifice to serve the clan. He's even believed to be the source of Reach magic.
And they expect him to fight alongside them at the end of all days. That's serious devotion.
It really is. He's also identified as an enemy of Molag Bal.
Makes sense. Domination versus the Wild Hunt.
There's also this belief of a subtle alliance with Maruna's Dagon, Prince of Destruction. But the source notes, it's obscure. They just sometimes pursue mutual interests, maybe?
Friend or foe is maybe too simple for Daedra.
Often, yes. A really notable moment for her sign, though, was getting bested by Jyggalag, Prince of Madness, in a duel of champions.
That's in the 16 Accords of Madness, right? Hilarious stuff. Must have humiliated her son.
Severely. He also notably sought the Green Lady, a Bosmeri champion, as a trophy. Used her former lover, Althorn the Hound, to try and sever her bond with the Sylvanar, another champion. That would have reverted the Bosmer to primordial chaos.
Wow. And the Blood Moon prophecy. The Hunter's game on Solstheim.
That was in 3E 427, a grand event initiated by Hircine, preceded by ominous signs like fire from the Eye of Glass. There's also that Nordic tale, The Wolf That Craved the Sky, about his wolf aspect, Storybeg.
Trying to devour the sun and moons. Classic myth.
Stopped by the sun, thankfully. His worshippers hold bloody competitions in his honor. His summoning day is Gauntlet, the second of sun's dusk. Small statues of testing gods like him are sometimes kept in Nordic homes.
His artifacts are highly coveted, especially by hunters. The Ring of Hircine.
Allows transformation into a werewolf at will. Bypasses the normal limitations of the curse. Huge deal.
Then there's the Savior's Hide. Magic resistance, protection from his own spear.
Exactly. Protection from the Spear of Bitter Mercy, which is fascinating itself.
Because it's his signature weapon.
Yeah.
But originally forged by Maruna's Dagon.
Right. Shows the complex origins of some of these powerful artifacts. Its tip can also cause madness.
And the totems of Hircine. Like the wolf skull totem.
Ancient artifacts that dramatically augment a werewolf's presence and abilities. So Hircine, what's the enduring insight?
For me, he embodies the raw, untamed aspects of nature. That cycle of life and death, predator and prey. He represents that primal urge within us all. The cunning, the ferocity, the desire for the chase.
Exactly. He reminds us that fundamental change can come through pursuit and purpose, even if that purpose is primal survival or dominance. He's a terrifying yet kind of understandable force, a reflection of the wilderness within.
Now we enter a realm of profound duality, maybe the most famous one in Oblivion. Jyggalag and Jyggalag. Order and madness. Let's start with Jyggalag, the Prince of Order.
Right, before we unravel his more chaotic counterpart, Jyggalag is the embodiment of absolute logical order, deduction.
His grand library contained predictions of everything, every detail, every action.
That's the lore, before they even happened. In Mundus, Oblivion, everywhere. His soldiers are the Knights of Order, stern, bleak, colorless, lacking originality, pure precision.
He sounds like the ultimate cosmic architect, maybe terrifyingly so. Every variable accounted for.
Pretty much. His dominion once expanded across the seas of Oblivion before the curse.
The famous curse. The other Daedric princes got jealous and fearful of his power.
Immensely so. His power was just too vast, too all-encompassing. So they collectively cursed him to become Jyggalag, the Prince of Madness, his exact opposite.
Wow. From absolute order to absolute madness. That's profound.
The curse did allow him a brief reprieve, though. At the end of every era during this cataclysm called the Grey March.
He'd return to his true form.
Briefly, yes. Reconquer his lands in this devastating march of pure order, only to transform back into Jyggalag again. A cycle of destruction and recreation.
But that changed after the last Grey March in the Third Era.
A pivotal moment. Jyggalag and Jyggalag are now separated. No longer the same Daedric prince, though still connected in complex, metaphysical ways. The cycle is broken.
What about his chamberlain, Dias, keeper of the Great Library?
Ah, yes. When Jyggalag became Jyggalag, Jyggalag famously destroyed the library, declared that personal choice defied logical prediction. But, ironically, he spared Dias and his vast knowledge. Just locked him away.
Hilarious. And none of the other princes actually liked Jyggalag.
Not really. Jyggalag himself quipped, Malakath is more popular at parties, and Malakath is not popular at parties, which says a lot.
Yeah, Malakath is not exactly Mr. Popularity. Jyggalag's ability to predict, though, that lines up with others, like Hermaeus Mora.
And Alkosh, the Khajiiti dragon god of time, and Sotha Sil too. Different forms of foresight, but a similar theme of knowing what's coming.
Okay, so having understood the tragedy, maybe, of Jyggalag, let's talk about his mad counterpart, Sheogorath.
The Prince of Madness himself. So many vivid names. Fourth Corner of the House of Troubles, Skoomacat, Lord of the Never There, the Raver, Sovereign of the Shivering Isles.
His sphere is just madness, but also creativity.
Madness in all its forms, yes. But paradoxically, creativity too. His motives, utterly unknowable.
His personality is just wild unpredictability.
Above all else, acts entirely on whim, often indulges in sadistic pleasure, treats everyone like playthings just to quench his eternal boredom.
His favorite pastime is torture. He tormented butterflies for millennia.
3 to 4 millennia, according to one tale, before he got bored. He also notoriously hates indecision. Or maybe he doesn't. Sums him up perfectly.
He usually appears as that well-dressed man with a cane. Gentleman with a cane.
Yeah.
Looks harmless, but isn't.
Exactly. And despite being a corner of the House of Troubles for the Dunmer, a malevolent deity for them, he still plays this deeply important, if terrifying, role in their religion.
His realm, the Shivering Isles, reflects his personality too, right? Mania and dementia.
The realm of madness. Madhouse, yeah. Divided into mania, the bright, chaotic northern half, and dementia, the dark, paranoid southern half, represents his split personality, the 2 shades of madness.
And it's populated by mortals and Daedra, all driven insane to some degree.
Varying degrees, yes. As we discussed, his origin is Jyggalag. And the 16 Accords of Madness, that iconic text, chronicles his triumphs over other princes, often by cleverly letting them defeat themselves.
For the Khajiit, he's Sheogorath, the quick-tailed cat spreading madness via skooma.
Considered an adversarial spirit by them, for the Dunmer, he's believed to have accompanied the Chimer exodus from Somerset. His worship was punishable, being a corner of the House of Trouble.
He tricked the moon Bar Dao into threatening Vivek City, and that led to the Red Year.
Ultimately, yes. After Vivek disappeared, Bar Dao fulfilled its original purpose of destruction, instigated by Sheogorath's trickery. He also had this bizarre binding agreement with Vivek to protect Dunmer from madness if they made pilgrimages to the Shivering Isles.
A strange bargain. He was another key signatory of the Coldharbour Compact.
He was, and an unequivocal enemy of Molag Bal. As we mentioned, he famously bested her sign in that duel of champions.
And he cruelly claimed Malakath's son's soul after tricking Malakath into killing him.
Ebeg Kyra, yes. Doomed him to the Shivering Isles. Just pure cruelty. And Senguin, interestingly, takes on the alias Samuel Garon just to liven up Sheogorath's Jesters Festival, adds an extra spark.
His worshippers practice fearful obeisance, devotion born of terror.
Pretty much. His summoning day is Mad Pelagius Day, 2nd of Sun's Dawn. But hilariously, he can be summoned on other princes' days, if there's a storm.
Of course. His main servants are the Golden Saints, Oriels, and the Dark Seducers, Maskin.
Correct. His artifacts are as unpredictable as he is. The Wabbajack is the most famous, right?
That staff that transforms creatures into random things. Pure chaos.
Then there's the Fork of Horripilation, Forky, a mundane iron fork that messes with magic, curses the wielder with Fork's wound, drains their magicka.
And smells lightly of roast beef. You can't make this stuff up.
You really can't. There's also the Staff of the Everscamp. Adorned with metallic scamps, summons permanent Everscamps that follow you constantly. Annoying and slows you down. Can't get rid of them.
Nightmare. The Coldfinger is another powerful staff from the Isles.
Mm-hmm.
And the Folium Discognitum.
A tome compiled from madmen's ramblings. Pages move to avoid your gaze, but grants significant power if you can somehow decipher its chaos. So, Sheogorath. The enduring insight.
The fascinating thing is how he embodies the idea that chaos isn't just destructive, it's also profoundly creative. He reminds us that madness isn't just an absence of order, it's an alternate, unpredictable form of existence where literally anything is possible.
Precisely. And his story, with Jyggalag, gives a deeper look at the fear that absolute power can inspire and the lengths others will go to curb it. A compelling look at the unpredictable nature of reality itself in Tamriel.
Moving from madness to might. Let's delve into Malakath, the prince of the spurned and outcast.
The Daedra Prince of lies, deception, hypocrisy. But also god of curses, lord of ash and bone, defender of the betrayed. Orcs call him Melok.
His sphere is very specific. Patronage of the spurned and ostracized, keeper of the sworn oath and the bloody curse. Also conflict, battle, anguish.
He's sometimes described as weak but vengeful, yet Azura considers him among the most powerful, and Jyggalag, despite his jokes, includes him among his siblings. So opinions differ.
He's invoked whenever someone feels betrayed, and he's fiercely protective of his followers, vindictive when they're wronged.
Very much so. His presence is described as physically painful. Eldritch gaze, crooked things, eating thoughts, feeling like hot brass in your skull. Very visceral.
His realm is the ash pit. Sounds grim.
It is. Mostly dust, palaces of smoke, vaporous creatures. The air itself filled with anguish, betrayal, broken promises. Notoriously hard to access to. Pathways conceal themselves.
His origin is disputed, but linked to Trinimac, the Aldmeri ancestor god, consumed by Boethia.
That's the most common story. Boethia consumed Trinimac, and he emerged transformed as Malakath, or Malak. Boethia revealed his new, grotesque form as Malak, the King of Curses. A traumatic metamorphosis.
He is, without question, the patron deity of the orcs, Malak.
Absolutely. Orcs believe the ash pit is their afterlife. Promises immortality, abundant food, constant battle in the Ashen Forge, where orc souls are tempered, made stronger.
Their grudges return to the living world as new orcs. That's intense.
It is. While gentler souls are said to go to Trinimac's realm, the goblin Ken goblins, ogres, are also often thought to have origins tied to Malakath. He takes patronage over them.
For the Dunmer, he's the first of the four corners of the House of Troubles, their malevolent pantheon.
Correct. And as we touched on, Jyggalag humiliated him badly, tricked Malakath into killing his own Demoprince son, Emegrokyra, dooming him to the Shivering Isles. Jyggalag's cruel joke about Malakath not being popular at parties hits right at that humiliation, his ostracized status.
He was allied with Muffla at one point, maybe shared interest in betrayal or vengeance.
Possibly. He's also noted as an enemy of Ebonarm and Molag Bal. Some Reachman clans, like the Winterborn, worship him too. They believe he created orcs, ogres, and trolls just to test the Reach folk.
His worshippers use troll fat in rituals. Grim.
A consistent element. His summoning day is the 8th of Frostfall. The Brutal Breed cult uses ritual dust from the ash pit and oil for prayer, trying to draw on the essence of his bitter realm.
His artifacts. Volundrung, the legendary hammer, that's a big one.
Immense power. There's also the Helm of Orin Bearclaw, conflicting origins, Bosmer or Orcish, but Malakath claims it.
And the runestone of Malakath, used in the ritual of unbinding.
Capable of severing an entity's ties to both mortal and immortal realms, effectively isolating them completely. So, Malakath, the core insight.
He's the steadfast patron of the aggrieved, the outcast, the forgotten. His story highlights how betrayal can transform and define someone.
Oh, something.
Right, creating this being whose whole existence revolves around keeping oaths and pursuing vengeance. He embodies the raw, bitter justice of the spurned.
Reminding us that even perceived weakness can be a source of immense protective and, destructive power.
Prepare for cataclysm. We now shift to Maruna's Dagon, the Prince of Destruction and Change.
The exalted and most puissant lord, Gerent of Dagon, Marune's quite the title. Also Lord of Change, Prince of Ambition, Flame Tyrant. Khajiit call him Murins, the destructive kitten.
His sphere. Destruction, change, revolution, energy, ambition. Associated with natural disasters, fires, earthquakes, floods.
And he's the author of the Mysterium Xarxes, his cult's sacred text. His hunger for destruction is insatiable, but it's important. His destruction isn't just random, it's a means of violent rebellion, fundamental change.
He revels in grand-scale destruction. Summoning him is often fatal for the conjurer. Trafficking with him is abhorred. Illegal.
Absolutely. Azura herself grudgingly admits he makes art of destruction.
His realm, the Deadlands, embodies his sphere perfectly, fraught with disasters.
An ocean of lava, the Burn. Regions like the Sever, with fierce winds, constant lightning. His capital is grimly named Destruction's Solace. And he reportedly houses his legions in 777 impregnable citadels.
The Mysterium Xarxes has that weird origin story for him. Created by the Magna Gi as a prince of good, led a revolution in Leg.
A peculiar account, yes, imbued with hope, seeking free will. An obscure Nordic myth also suggests he was once kinder, but cursed by Alduin, the World Eater. Adds layers to his destructive nature.
Khajiit mythology calls him Murins. Exiled by Anur, tortured by Mola, freed by Mola's wife, became a kinslayer. Rough start.
Very. For the Dunmer, he's god of disruption, the Horror, another corner of the House of Troubles. Legends describe Vivek outwitting him with the magic rock of Margon, preventing disaster.
He has a bitter rivalry with Molag Bal, meddling in each other's schemes.
Constantly. The rumored alliance with Hircine is obscure, but they sometimes pursue mutual interests. maybe when change and the hunt align. He's also rumored to hate Nocturnal intensely,
He signed the Coldharbour Compact, but famously broke it.
which led directly to the Oblivion Crisis in 3E 433, a monumental event that nearly destroyed Tamriel.
After Jyggartharn's defeat, Dagon tried to invade Nirn directly.
Yes. His followers, the mythic Dawn cult, assassinated Emperor Uriel Septim VII and his heirs, breaking the covenant with Akatosh, the dragon god of time.
He tried to merge the Deadlands with Nirn.
He did, but was ultimately defeated by Martin Septim, the last heir, who heroically became an avatar of Akatosh to stop him. Epic stuff.
He also destroyed Ul Sotha, home of House Soth in the First Era. Sotha Sil was the only survivor.
Correct. And further showing his power over even other Daedra, he destroyed a forgotten Daedric prince and their entire realm, Deadlight. Just wiped them out.
His worshippers, Dagonites, Dagonists, the Crimson Oath call him Red Father.
Zealous followers undergo bloody rites. Sometimes transform, get crimson scales, heat tolerance. The Argonian Solzan tribe are chaotic worshippers sacrificing to summon him.
And the mythic Dawn cult, central to the Oblivion Crisis, believed Nirn was his plane to begin with. Sought a new dawn under him.
Exactly. His summoning day is the Warriors' Festival, 20th of Sun's Dusk. His servants are terrifying. Dremora, Daedroth, Atronax, many others.
Artifacts are just as destructive. Murray's Razor, the dagger that can kill instantly.
The Daedric Crescent, that paralyzing battle scythe used to take the battle spire. The Deadland Hammer summons Iron Atronax.
And the Ground Splitters, boots that let you stride like a giant, create fissures.
Yeah. And of course the Mysterium Xarxes itself, his self-authored holy text full of prophecies and promises of destruction. So Marina's Dagon, the fundamental insight.
He embodies the relentless, often violent nature of change and revolution. He reminds us that destruction, while terrifying, can also be a catalyst for new beginnings, even if they're forged in blood and fire.
Exactly. He represents the raw, primal energy of transformation, demonstrating that sometimes the only way forward, in his view anyway, is through overwhelming cataclysm, the architect of violent upheaval.
Okay, from grand destruction to subtle manipulation. Let's talk Mephala, the web spinner of lies and secrets.
Plot weaver, androgyne, the spinner, the spider, lady of whispers, princess of secrets. She who weaves the sordid web of human affairs. Lots of names.
Her sphere: murder, lies, deception, sex, secrets. But her true sphere is obscured, hidden purpose.
That's the idea, hinting at something deeper, unseen, that few can grasp. She interferes for her own amusement, but apparently does nothing without purpose.
Views mortal affairs as a weave, pulling threads to influence outcomes.
Exactly. De Vaethfir, that ancient sorcerer, even suggested she might not see mortals as mere playthings, which is rare praise coming from him about a prince.
She values secrets and mysteries above all else, whispers forbidden secrets.
Loves them, but cares very little for mortal safety. Takes great pleasure in strife, ruined marriages, faction wars, you name it.
Hermaeus Mora is sometimes called her sibling, but their approach to knowledge is different.
Very. Mora collects all knowledge. Mephala only cares for obscure, undisclosed knowledge, the secrets that bind or break.
She's supposedly one of the strongest recognizable spirits to emerge right after Akatosh formed time.
That's one origin story. Her enemies include Ebenarm and Periite, Prince of Pestilence. She was allied with Malakath at one point, perhaps a shared interest in betrayal.
Ancient Khajiit saw her as an ally to Azura, Boethra, Lorcash, maybe Boethra's lover.
Some lore suggests that. For the Dunmer, she's revered as an ancestor spirit. Taught the Chimer skills for secret murder, evasion, organized the clan systems that became the Great Houses.
She was one of the good Daedra anticipations in the Old Temple, later a reclamation.
Correct. And she was central to the triad with Clavicus Vile and Nocturnal, that secret alliance aiming to remake reality.
But Nocturnal betrayed them both, took the powerful artifact.
She did, tried to gain omnipresence, so Mephala definitely knows betrayal from both sides, orchestrating it and experiencing it.
Dardaners ask her to spare their gardens because of spiders. Weird detail.
Spider and web imagery is huge in her devotionals. Silvery, black materials, spider silk. The cult of the spider, or webs, is illegal worship. Members believe their involvement is inevitable, pulled into her web.
Led by a widow who communes with Mephala, Death Weavers kill, scuttlers do discreet tasks.
That's the structure. Her summoning day is the Witches' Festival, 13th of Frostfall.
Artifacts. Amulet of Mephala rewards you for sacrificing those who trust you. That's dark.
Truly insidious. And the Ebony Blade. Vampire, the leech, absorbs life essence, empowers the wielder. known as the killing word of the spider.
It corrupted that Altmer, Nerianth, led him to torture his students, his wife.
And Mephala was pleased by all the betrayal. Naturally.
And the threads of the web spinner. 27 enchanted items made with sanguine.
Each enhancing a different skill. So, Mephala, the enduring insight.
She's the ultimate manipulator. Shows how lies, secrets, betrayal aren't just morally wrong, they're powerful tools. They reshape relationships, societies, destinies.
Exactly. She embodies the idea that power isn't always overt. Sometimes it's the quiet whisper that unravels everything. The most dangerous webs are often invisible, woven from trust and intimacy.
Demonstrating that even personal relationships can be tools in a larger, darker game. Chilling.
Very much so.
Okay, shifting into the light now. Meridia, the lady of infinite energies and light.
The bright lady, radiant one, harbinger of dawn, even called the Prince of Life, despite being Daedric.
Her sphere is life and light, energies of living things. Symbol is the sunburst.
Correct. And she holds this great, everlasting, almost fanatical hatred for the undead, all forms of desecration of life, greatly rewards those who eliminate them.
Her goal is to reforge Mundus with new light, reveal purity within chaos.
That's her aim, which gives her this unique reputation for benevolence among the princes, one of the very few not usually considered wholly evil.
What does that tell us about her, compared to, say, Molag Bal?
Well, unlike princes seeking dominion or destruction, Meridia's drive is purification. Her hatred of undeath is absolute, makes her a formidable, if sometimes maybe zealous, ally against those forces.
Her presence suggests that even within Oblivion, there are forces aligned with creation, albeit in their own extreme way.
Exactly. Her main rivalries make sense too. Molag Bal, Prince of Domination and Undeath, and Nocturnal, Mistress of Shadows, light versus dark.
In the Corellanian pantheon, she's one of the three queens with Azura and Nocturnal. Suggests an ancient role.
A foundational role, yeah. Predating many known histories. Her summoning day is the 13th of Morningstar.
So Meridia, her core message or insight.
Meridia, while maybe less verbose in the lore than some others, she's still a critical force, focused on restoration, often through destruction of the unnatural. She embodies that relentless fight against decay.
Reminds us that even light can be fierce, uncompromising, devoted to its ideals.
Absolutely. Her presence highlights that not all Daedric influence is malicious. Some seek a form of perceived good, even if their methods are, well, uncompromising.
Now, let's explore the antithesis of that light. Namira, the mistress of decay and ancient darkness.
Daedric, Prince of Hunger, Lady of Decay, Goddess of the Dark. Ancient Reachfolk knew her as Nymeria.
Her sphere is the ancient darkness itself. Rules dark, shadowy spirits, associated with slugs, spiders, vermin, squalor, bat emblem.
All of that. Also associated with beggars, beggaring gifts, disease, pity, disregard. She has this connection to eternity. Khajiit believes she's a spirit of infinite realms, sees herself as the rightful ruler of all spirits.
Her interactions with mortals sound genuinely chilling, tortures them until they forget who they were, know only her.
That's the description. She specifically appeals to the shunned, the ugly, wretched, ostracized, those feeling abandoned by the gods. Seduces lonely individuals with promises of power, belonging, often leads them down very dark paths.
She considers using her gifts to avoid natural death and affront, a perversion of the cycle of decay.
Yes. And interestingly, she doesn't consider mortals eating ogres to be cannibalism, would even be offended if a follower claimed it was. Shows her really twisted perspective on life and sustenance.
In Khajiit mythology, she's the great darkness that filled Lorkhaj's heart. Influenced him to create Mundus.
And, as we discussed with Azura, Azura cleansed Lorkhaj, cast his dark heart containing Namira's essence into the void. It became the Moon Beast, first of the Drome Athra.
Ancient Khajiit knew her as an Urdra, like Nocturnal and Hermaeus Mora. Suggests she's among the truly ancient, most powerful princes.
Existing since the beginning, yes. In the Reachfolk creation story, Lork convinced Namira to create a realm for spirits, sacrificing himself. Harsine then took the world of flesh. Their roles are complementary. Namira handles the spiritual, Harsine the physical.
Namira acts as psychopomp for Reachman souls, guiding them.
Until they're enlightened. And it's ominously believed Lork's dark heart will beat again at the end of all days, consuming everything but Namira's faithful, grim stuff.
She clashes fiercely with Arkay's priesthood, the god of death rites.
Makes sense, given her association with decay and the unnatural. Enemies also include Azura, the Twilight Cantors, Canarthi, Ebenarm. She notably tainted the Wall of Life mural in Black Heights, transforming villagers into Dromothra.
Her worship can be simple, just living in darkness and squalor. or extreme, with ritual murder and cannibalism.
Both exist. Worshippers are often secretive, living normal lives outwardly, but organizing into covens with unconventional appetites. Her summoning day is Maruk's Day, ninth the second seed.
Artifacts. Ring of Namira. Reflects damage or lets you gain health stamina from cannibalism.
That's the one. And the Staff of the Everscamp, though mostly linked to Sheograth, also has this curious connection to Namira. Summons permanent annoying scamps, slows you down, constant decay, maybe?
So Namira, the overall insight.
Namira embodies that ancient primordial rot, the darkness that precedes and follows all life. She reminds us that true horror isn't always grand destruction, but slow, insidious decay, and the seduction of the outcast.
She preys on abandonment, loneliness, showing how even profound emptiness can be filled by something truly terrible.
Exactly.
Stepping into the twilight once more, we meet Nocturnal, the mistress of shadows and mystery.
Lady of the Night, Empress of Murk, Shadow Queen, Saint of Suspicion, Prince of Night and Darkness.
Her sphere.
Yeah.
Light, darkness, profound mystery. And she holds that prestigious title, Urdra, implying she's the eldest and most powerful prince.
A claim recognized by most Oblivion royalty, yeah. She even boldly claims, before Oblivion there was Nocturnal. Her followers believe she predates current reality itself.
She can shape night itself, associated with talking black ravens and crows.
Yes. And she allows the skeleton key, her most famous artifact, to be stolen or lost periodically. Whether that's on purpose or just apathy is unclear. An interesting way to engage.
Revered as a god by thieves, Khajiit myth calls her inherently rebellious.
Her realm is the Evergloam, perpetual twilight, the cradle of shadow. It exists adjacent to all other realities simultaneously, almost glimpsed in dark corners.
Consists of a primary plane and shifting pocket realms like Shade Perilous, Crow's Wood, dark forests, purple landscapes, crumbling buildings.
Sunken crypts, yeah. In Khajiit mythology, Noctra was born from the black blood of Lorkaj's dark heart at the Void Gate. Shows her primordial connection.
Battled Boethra, begrudgingly served Azura, then fled to the Void with a key stolen from Azura. Fitting.
Very. Now she offers aid to Khajiit luck, silent movement for those in shadows.
She was central to the Triad with Clavicus Vile and Mephala, the alliance to remake reality.
But then, in a truly defining act, she betrayed them both. Took that powerful artifact, the heart or transparent law, tried to control the Crystal Tower, a cosmic nexus.
To gain omnipresence, absorbed other princes' power, unravel reality itself. Huge ambition.
Massive. Her forces also invaded the Clockwork City, Sotha-Sil's realm. She used the skeleton key trying to seize control, replace Sotha-Sil.
But was stopped by mortals and Devaith fear. Sotha-Sil banished her shadow.
Ultimately, yes. She has multiple major rivalries. Ebenarm, Meridia, Maruna's Dagon, Azura, all listed as enemies.
Her worshippers include the Witch Mother Coven, powerful witches crying the Evergloam.
Looking for disturbances, yeah. Her summoning day is the 3rd of Hearthfire, but she can be summoned at any shrine, befitting her pervasive shadow.
Servants include nocturnal shrikes, grievous twilights, gloam nights, shadow creatures. Her artifacts are highly sought after by thieves.
The skeleton key is the big one. Unbreakable lockpick or key that unlocks any lock, physical or metaphorical. Unlocks portals, potential, even your mind. Its ultimate function. Unlock the Ebenmere, a portal to the Evergloam.
And the gray cowl of Nocturnal loses your identity to mortal memory. So strong it's breaking rewrote history.
Incredible power, and the Bow of Shadows granting invisibility and speed. So, Nocturnal, the fundamental insight.
She's the ultimate enigma. Shrouded in darkness, she embodies the idea that mystery itself is power. The unknown can be more terrifying, more influential than any overt force.
Exactly. Reminds us that control often comes from what you don't know and what remains perpetually hidden.
From the shadows, we leap into vibrant chaos. Sanguine, the lord of revelry and debauchery.
Blood made pleasure, he who tastes the shaven fruit. His sphere is all hedonistic revelry, debauchery, wild orgies, passionate indulgences of darker natures. Anything in excess is his motto.
Depicted as portly but muscular, crimson-skinned, demonic features, often with a bottle or companion.
He has this reputation for not being as bad as other princes, more likely to take a direct, mischievous interest in mortals, sometimes seen as a harmless drunk.
But still considered sophisticated in his manipulations. Lyranth, the Dromora scholar, calls him weaker in raw power, but his followers claim he never hurts anyone maliciously. only through excess.
Loves playing pranks. Legendary for throwing the best parties in Oblivion, celebrates spontaneously like the 400th anniversary of his dog learning undead. You have to appreciate the absurdity.
He controls thousands of small realms, the myriad realms of revelry, each dedicated to different indulgences.
That's right. He's allied with Vermina, but counts Ebonarm, the House of Dibella, love beauty, and the benevolence of Mara, compassion among his enemies, speaks volumes.
And humorously, Malakath is not present at Sanguine's parties. Nod to Shiagraph's joke.
Exactly. He even manifested as Samuel Garone during the Jesters Festival to liven up Shiagrath's celebrations, compelled Daedra to perform as minstrels. He also collaborated with Mephala on the threads of the web spinner.
His worship involves vulgar Crendani festivals, Carnival, elements seen in Breton's Saturnalia, New Life Festival, secret Sanguine gifts.
His cults gain footholds in cities, but often seen as a public menace due to disruption. Summoning Day is Heart's Day, 16th of Sun's Dawn.
Artifacts. Sanguine Rose. Staff summons an uncontrollable lesser Daedra that attacks everyone but the holder. Wilts with use. New rose blooms in Oblivion.
Classic Sanguine. There's also Sanguine's Reserve, wine that lets you control the dead. Sanguine's Rose perfume, reputed aphrodisiac.
And the Rod of Revels. Turns any location into a temporary part of his myriad realms. Pure chaos.
Total chaos. So Sanguine.
Yeah.
Core insight.
He truly represents the excesses of life. Unbridled pursuit of pleasure, indulgence, reminds us that even self-gratification, in extremes, can be a form of chaos. Freedom from restraint leads to both joy and profound self-destruction.
Well summarized.
Finally, we delve into the shadowy domain of Vermina, the weaver of dreams and nightmares.
Prince of dreams and nightmares, gifter, mistress of nightmares and dark portents, queen of nightmares.
Her sphere, the volatile realm of dreams and nightmares, where evil omens issue forth, also associated with corruption, decay. All mortals come under her sway as they sleep.
Ominously, yes. Considered one of the more overtly demonic Daedra. Destructive for destruction's sake. Psychological torture is her method.
Disgusted by mortals with a moral compass, delights in those who commit sins, kill for power.
That's the description. And interestingly, she reportedly doesn't like anyone knowing about her, orders minions to destroy tomes mentioning her name, wants to remain in the shadows, perhaps?
Her realm is Quagmire, or Dreamstride, realm of horrors where reality shifts constantly, more terrifying scenes every few minutes. Dark castle, den of beasts, moonlit swamp.
And mortal sleepers frequently slip into this realm without knowing it. From her citadel, she collects memories of sleeping mortals, uses them to create nightmares, visions of horror and despair.
So nightmares are literally visits to Quagmire. That's terrifying. Azura foresaw her attempt to plunge Stormhaven into nightmares, called Daedric, to found the Spirit Wardens.
And Azura later directly intervened to stop Vermina's consort, Galthus, from controlling High King Emmeric's mind, shows their direct conflict.
Vermina's allied with Sanguine, common ground in chaos.
Perhaps. She's a profound enemy of Hermaeus Mora. Her chaotic nature clashes with his obsessive collecting. She and Periite formed the hidden kindred cult to uncover Mora's secrets, seeking the fulcrum obscura.
And when the Nerevarine sought a vampirism cure from Molag Bal, Bal claimed he had to get it from Vermina after difficult discussion. Hints at some interaction there.
Intriguing detail. She also merged the mortal location Skald's Retreat with Quagmire, enthralled a bard to sing a song that literally swallowed the isle into her realm.
She communicates with worshippers while they sleep. Exposure to her horrors might reduce fear. Paradoxical.
Cultists perform blood sacrifices, use dark magic, sometimes prevent children from socializing, indoctrinating them early, conduct sleeping rituals using miasma gas, designed to slow aging as rituals could last months, years. Militant cults kidnap citizens as vessels for her minions.
Servants include Scamps, Clanfear, Dramora, Mind Terrors, and her powerful omens. Daedra, who enter dreams, influence decisions, whisper torments.
And can be reborn in Quagmire. Her signature artifact is the Skull of Corruption. Staff creates a grotesque duplicate, a clone of the target, which then attacks the original.
The skull has a mind of its own, feeds on memories. Horrifying.
There's also the Orb of Vermina for scrying, and the Dark Lady's headrest, a pillow, blessed or cursed, that summons dreadful nightmares. So Vermina. Core insight.
She truly embodies the terror and vulnerability of the subconscious mind. Reminds us, our deepest fears, darkest thoughts can be powerful tools for manipulation. Even in sleep, Our minds aren't truly our own.
Exactly. She highlights the insidious power of psychological warfare, proving true horror can come from within, or from the twisting of what's most intimate, our dreams.
You've just taken an extensive deep dive into some of the most influential and enigmatic forces in Tamriel, the Daedric Princes.
We've explored Azura's benevolent yet demanding nature, Clavicus Vile's, well, entertaining trickery.
Hermaeus Moore's insatiable hunger for forbidden knowledge, Hircine's primal hunts, that fascinating duality of Jyggalag and Jyggalag.
Malakath's defense of the spurned, Maruna's Dagon's destructive ambition, Mephala's intricate webs of secrets.
Meridia's radiant opposition to the undead, Namira's ancient darkness and decay, and Vermina's terrifying realm of dreams and nightmares.
Whew. Each exists as this unique, powerful entity, shaping their own bizarre pocket universes, wielding influence that ripples across Nirn, the mortal world.
And these aren't just fantasy characters from a game, are they? They represent really fundamental aspects of existence. Knowledge, change, madness, desire, chaos, and order itself.
Understanding them reveals so much about the forces that drive conflict, inspire creation, and shape the destinies of individuals, whole civilizations within the world they inhabit.
They really reflect the whole spectrum of mortal experience, don't they? From the highest ideals right down to the deepest depravities.
Which brings us to a final provocative thought for you to mull over.
What does it truly mean for mortals when their very realities, their dreams, their knowledge, their destinies, can be woven into the grand designs of beings who exist so far beyond mortal comprehension?
How much of your own choices are truly your own when such powerful ancient forces are constantly, if subtly, influencing the tapestry of existence, pulling at threads you might not even perceive?
Something to think about.
Until next time, keep exploring the hidden depths.